Today, the conclusion of my interview with Canadian author Diana Stevan about her novel Sunflowers Under Fire, which is based on her grandmother's life in Volhynia during the times of World War I and describes a Ukrainian family's odyssey of migration. There was one line in this book that stuck out for me that kind of summed up, well, what I think was a general philosophy of the book and perhaps your own, and that is, the line is as follows. The day smelled freshly washed after the long winter. I think that's just such a lovely idea, lovely thought. And, well, that's what kind of stuck out for me in here. And I'm wondering, actually, perhaps, if you would, for our viewers, read sort of a passage that you enjoy from this book.
I'd be happy to.
Great.
Okay. I will start with a section. It's at the very beginning of the novel. It's right after Lukia gives birth to her 8th child.
Yes.
And she gives birth to her 8th child while her husband is off in Lutsk volunteering for the Tsar's army.
And she's giving birth in the kitchen.
In the Komora. Where they keep the cucumbers and the sauerkraut, and she's lying on burlap bags and she's giving birth to this child, and she's not that young of a woman anymore. This is her 8th child after losing 2. So here we go. So he's gone, and she's now had the baby, put the baby down for sleep, and after a nap with Eudokia, which is the baby, Lukia placed another clean cloth between her legs to stem the bleeding and went to the kitchen to prepare supper. She was stirring cabbage with tomatoes on the stove when she heard the front door creak. She turned to see Gregory standing in the doorway wearing a soldier's uniform. Her worst fears had come true. Lukia choked back tears and showed her back, but not before she saw Gregory's eyes widen with the discovery that she was no longer with child. Her legs felt rooted in cement while she waited for an apology. None came. He stood for a few minutes, as if he too was waiting for some word, and then went into their bedroom where Eudokia lay sleeping. Gnashing her teeth, Lukia stirred the vegetables with force. She tried to calm herself to avoid spilling any precious food. Not long after, Gregory returned to the main room. As if nothing out of the ordinary had happened, he came up behind her and fondled her breasts. She whirled around and pushed him so hard he stumbled on the uneven clay floor. "What?" he said, grabbing the top of the spindle chair to keep from falling. "You have a beautiful girl and you're angry? What's this?" She poked his khaki shirt. He stretched out his arms and twirled around, showing off his new uniform. "I look handsome, yes?" For a moment, she admired his fine figure in a tunic, breeches, and leather boots. But once she saw the peaked cap in his hand, her fury rose like smoke from a dying fire. The badge on his cap displayed the Romanov colors of black, white, and orange. He grinned. "They also gave me a breechcoat, a knapsack, and a rifle." "What's it to me?" "Don't say that. The Germans and Austrians are already advancing on Warsaw. Lutsk could be next." "That's what I'm afraid of." "Frown all you like, but I promised the Tsar and Tsarina I'd help fight these devils." She spat. "The hell with the Tsar and Tsarina. You promised me first." "What are you saying?" "When we got married," she said, arching her eyebrows, "the priest said we were one flesh, and now you want to tear us apart? We may have to leave at any moment. We'll be forced to run." "If we win this battle, you won't have to leave." "How do you know? Our army, biggest in the world, they say, has been fighting for a year, and where has it got us? Nowhere. From what I've heard, you'll be lucky to be fed." She shook her head. He tightened his lips. "Stop shaking your head. You only make matters worse." "And what are you going to do? Speak Russian?" "The Tsar isn't stopping us from speaking Ukrainian anymore." "Oh, he's had a change of heart, has he?" She waved her fork at him. "It's probably because he needs Ukrainians to do his dirty work. Well, I spit on the Tsar. We're nothing to him." "Lukia, and what if you get killed?" She put her left hand on her chest to ease the pounding. Gregory's brow furrowed. "I'll be safe. You'll be safe too. The government is organizing shelter and food for refugees." "Ha! As if they could organize anything." She checked the cabbage, found it tender, and took the pot off the stove. Don't worry, you'll be sent somewhere with the children. Somewhere, she said, glaring. How will you find us? I'll find you, don't worry. Oi, you have an answer for everything. Are you forgetting I just had a baby? You may as well drown me with the family, then you'll know where to find us. Enough already, he said, stamping his foot. I have to pack. They're sending me to the front. Go then. You want me to leave like that?
Thank you very much. It was very lovely to speak with you. I wish you all the best in the future. We will be crossing our fingers as a community for your success.
Thank you so much.
Thank
I
you.
appreciate it.
Thank you. I'm Tania Stech, and this was Ukraine in the News.